Each year, we have a collection for a particular missionary group. And this year, it's the Missionary Sisters of St. Francis. So they must be out doing their work. They couldn't be here. So we put a little video together of their letter communicating to you what they wanted you to hear. And then I'll speak a little bit about after we've seen the short video.
The Sisters of St. Francis, with our mother house in Tiffin, Ohio, serve the poor, with foreign missions and companioning communities in Mexico, El Salvador, and the United States, from Appalachian rural areas to the inner city. They work to spread the gospel and strengthen the Catholic faith through ministries of evangelization, pastoral care, education, prison ministry, emergency food, clothing, shelter, and health care. They have served in our home and foreign Franciscan missions over 50 years and hope to be there for many more. Today, they invite you to partner with us in helping those in emergency need in our Kentucky Appalachian missions and in Mexico. As Catholics, they have channels and missions to help our brothers and sisters in need throughout our country and world. But they cannot be a missionary church for the poor without your help. The poor are people whose needs are more than obvious, and the COVID pandemic has made things even more desperate. All they want is enough food, enough clothing, enough shelter for their children, and enough education so they can get jobs and provide for their families. They would like to share about one of their missions in Cuernavaca, Mexico. Poverty is widespread. Children are put to work at an early age to help families survive. It is common to see children as young as 5 years old selling gum or trinkets so they can have food for the day. Children often cannot afford to spend money on school shoes, required uniforms, and school supplies, so they can't attend school. Today, we invite you to help sponsor children's needs so they can attend school, as our Franciscan associates help tutor them so they can be successful. Sister Margaret writes about Rosario. One summer, when Rosario was 8 years old, I went to visit her home because I heard that their mother was blind and wanted to see if I could help the family. Rosario had climbed a tree and was looking down at us with curiosity as we arrived. She later told me, sitting up in that tree, little did I know that my life would change that day. Rosario, her 2 brothers, and their mother were living in extreme poverty. We welcomed the children into our Sponsor a Child program that fall. Rosario has done very well in school over the years with the help of our tutors. In addition to her own hard work and natural intelligence, her success was made possible by the assistance she received. Donations from her United States sponsors over the years enabled her to purchase her school supplies, receive medical attention when she was ill, and be free from worrying about whether her family would have food on the table. Thanks to the generosity of her sponsors, Rosario is now in her 3rd year of college. She is studying horticulture engineering, and she still loves trees. Her life has been transformed through missionary support like yours. Their missionaries provide various forms of assistance to those in need. It could be anything from a meal to a pair of shoes to a small interest-free loan. Not long ago, Sister visited a home where a baby was sleeping in a cardboard box. Sister asked why their beds were gone. The family needed to sell the beds so they could buy food. You can help make a world of difference in people's lives, both now with food and medicine, and for the future with an education that can raise their family income, now averaging about $4 per day, and that can put them in position to support their own families with food, clothing, shelter, and needed medicine. The question for you today is, how can you respond to Jesus' command to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, assist the poor? Here are 3 suggestions. First of all, pray for the poor and for the sisters who work directly with the poor. Your prayerful gift might also take the form of giving time in volunteer service, or maybe even answering God's call to become a sister, brother, or priest. Second, continue your fine efforts right here in your parish community. Notice that neighbor who needs a helping hand or some food for the table. And third, our special request for today, please be as generous as you can and contribute to today's special mission collection to help our Franciscan missions continue to be the Catholic Church for the poor. Poor children and families need your help. We have made giving easy for you. Please scan this graphic on a QR code app on your phone. You can also go to our website, stteresa.cc, and click on the online giving button. Those options will take you to the contribution platform called WeShare. Scroll down the page and you will find the Sisters of St. Francis of Tiffin section. Click the button Make a Donation, choose recurring or one-time donation, fill out the form, and click on the Submit Your Donation at the bottom of the page. Thank you. And know that the Sisters of St. Francis promise to keep you and your needs in their daily Mass and prayer. God bless you.
Always quite a simple but profound message, reminding us that we too are called to be missionaries, called to participate in the work, particularly today with the missionary sisters of St. Francis. I was talking with Deacon Larry before Mass began about the end of that gospel when Jesus knew they wanted to go and make him king, so he took away, he went off to the desert. John Shea says to be on the mountain where the mountain meets the heavens. And I said, well, don't we do the same? Don't we want to call him Lord, and don't we want to call him King? We even have a feast that says Christ the King. Well, we're constantly reminded that we are called to worship him, but there's no finer way of worshiping the King than becoming like the King himself. So the invitation has been extended. Please be as generous as you're able. And if you only call to mind that young girl and how she's grown and how her life and her family's life has been changed by education and support from people like all of us. Please like, subscribe, or comment below.